Hello friends, this is Dr. Amarjit Kaur, Professor of Accounting and Business Communication at the Department of Management, Gurugram University, Gurugram. It has been 30 plus years that I have been working into food industry and education industry. I am privileged to work at two US universities, Valparaiso University and North Dakota State University as visiting professor. And I have authored 62 research papers and have either edited or authored 11 books in total so far. So today I am here to talk about problem solving skills. It's a very important topic. In fact, I always try to take up those topics which are relevant to everybody's life in business, in personal life both. So part of business communication and the skills we are talking, this is problem solving skills we are going to talk today. So we all face problems in our life on daily basis. It could be a smallest of the small problem that today the electricity went away when you were about to iron your shirt, or a big problem when there is somebody admitted in hospital, to a very big problem at work when there was a deadline to submit some project and suddenly the person who was working at it fell sick or did not report for the work. It could be any type of problem in the product you are selling, problem in the services you are delivering, complaints from the customers at workplace. There could be so many problems on daily basis, right? So what is problem? If I have to define it, it's an obstacle which makes it difficult to achieve a desired goal, objective or purpose is known as a problem. We all are bound to face problems at workplace or at home. So as I said, we all face problem. So when we have to define problem, it's basically an obstacle, right, which makes our process or which makes it difficult for us to achieve what we want to achieve. My goal was to iron the press. My goal was to deliver the product on time. My goal was to give the best product. My goal was to submit the presentation by 5 p.m. Whatever the goal I may have in hand, small or big, right? My goal could be to design a new product, so bigger goal. So, or my goal could be to achieve X number of sales or X number of profit, points, etc., etc. So, anything which becomes an obstacle to achieve that desired goal or any objective or the purpose, whatever purpose you have, whatever objective you have, that obstacle is known as problem, right? And we all are bound to have those obstacles in our life. Moving forward, so what is the background? Why the problem solving skills are required? Organizations are always in search of people who can assess all kind of situations, good or bad, and calmly identify solutions to these problems or these situations. These kind of employees have traits that enable them to face difficult and unexpected situations at work. So it means that every day, there are problems at workplace as well, and or any organization. It could be an NGO, it could be any institution which is not a business though, but it is an organization, right? They always search for people who have special traits, who can handle all kind of situation very calmly, swiftly, without making fuss, without making loud noise about it. And these are the people who are having some special trait. Those traits are known as that he is somebody who can solve the problem, who is problem solvers than the problem creator. He is a solution driven person. That's how we identify people. So organizations are always in a search of those people who can actually handle situations, who are composed, calm, resilient in different situations, right? So these are the traits which they look for in employees. Moving forward, while problem solving skills are appreciated not only by employers but are also highly helpful in other areas of life like relationship, building and day-to-day decision making, and that's why we call them as life skills. So, this problem solving skills are always appreciated by employers. People who are known for problem solving tactics or traits, they are in demand. Let's say if I am working in IT industry, and if somebody is known that he can fix up a particular virus, then certainly he has a trait to understand the source of virus, the situation which may cause the virus, how to curb that situation, how to curb that virus, what if that virus comes in any system, that how to handle it and what not. So this is a trait somebody has, and that guy would be known in the industry gradually, and he will certainly be looked after or would be in demand by other employers than the where he is working at, right. So, but point is that the people who are having those traits to solve the problem, they are not just desired by the employers at any workplace. This problem solving technique is or trait is helpful in good relationship building, in day-to-day decision making, and that's why we call it as life skills. So, the life skills are very important, and for anybody to lead a good life, and problem solving skill is one of the good life skills trait. Now, what is the meaning of, after discussing the problem solving skills required by employers, the problem in itself, what is the meaning of problem solving skills? We talked about the meaning of problem, right? We did not talk about problem solving skills. So, the problem solving skill is defined like this: skills which help us to determine the source of a problem and find an effective solution. They are known as problem solving skills. These are many skills that contribute to this ability of problem solving, though problem solving is often identified as separate life skill. We took the example of source of virus. So, that was the source of problem in a situation when a company is facing a threat from a virus, right. So, let us say somebody is angry with you in personal life. So, you would like to know why is he angry, what did I do wrong or what went wrong in our relationship. So, the first thing in problem solving is that the person who has this skill to determine the problem would be knowing the source first. To solve the problem, to have the skill to solve the problem, one need to have the source of the problem first. So, this is a very important aspect of problem solving skill, and then find the effective solution. So, it means a problem solving skills is actually identifying the problem itself and then finding effective solution to it. And there are many skills. So, problem solving skills is not one skill in itself, right. There are many skills one need to possess to be problem solver, right. To claim as that he as a problem solving skills, one need to have many more skills than just this problem solving skill. It is a composite one. There are many skills which become part of this skill, right. So, there are many skills which contribute to the ability of problem solving, beginning from identifying the problem itself to finding an effective solution, to making a decision about the solution itself. Moving forward about the meaning, problem solving skills refer to ability of a person to define a problem, determine the cause of the problem, identify, prioritize and select alternative for a solution and implementing the solution. So, it refers to the ability. So, when we say the person is having a good problem solving skill, means he has an ability to define the problem itself, determine the source or the cause of the problem, right, identify and then prioritize which alternative is best as a solution for this problem. So, there could be many solutions to a particular problem, but every solution, every alternate has certain pros and cons, right. One solution could be very effective, but very costly, so it's not economically. Another solution is very cheap, but may not be as effective as the other one could be, right. The third one could be modest or the average cost, but reasonable credibility to solve the problem. So you may have hundreds of solutions to a problem, but you should, as a problem, if you see that you have a problem solving skill, or if you want to develop it, you should be knowing it, that it's just not giving a solution, it is to offer a solution which is most cost effective, which is most feasible to implement, which is most acceptable, which is socially good. So environmentally it is good, it is for good in the long term, it is good in the recent times or the short term as well. So that's how we have to look at the alternatives for for a solution. So and then person should have the capability to implement that solution. It's just not being able to find the alternative. So this whole thing, that you have the capability to define the problem, beginning from that to implementing the solution, is known as problem solving skill, right. So another thing, in short, I can say the ability to handle difficult or unexpected situation in any workplace, at any workplace, or even complex business challenges is known as problem solving skill, right. So it's an ability. So handle any unexpected. It's not that this is there's a known situation and you are handling it. No, it could be an unexpected situation suddenly pop ups at the workplace, in personal life. So it could be a complex business challenge. So if one has the ability to handle that, this will be known as problem solving skill. Now the points comes in that why to have problem solving skills. We discussed about what problem is. We discussed about that organizations, they always look for people who have problem solving skills, and the problem solving skills are composite set of skills. It's not one skill, right? It's life skill. The next point comes in that why to have problem solving skills. So the problem solving skills are imperative for the success of an employee in every career at every level of business. In addition, effective problem solving may also require technical skills which are specific to a job or a profession. So let me explain it for you. It becomes very imperative for anyone, if you are working at workplace in your career, doesn't matter you are working in X industry or Y industry, in X profession or Y profession, or X level or Y level, at all levels there are problems, right. So beginning from a person who is dealing the clients or the customers at the window, or to a person who is sitting in the boardroom and making the policies. Everyone faces problem, and that is true for all the industry, at all levels, for all kind of employees, right. So it is imperative, if you want to have a successful career, it becomes essential to have that problem solving skill, and to be conscious about the fact that if you lack in this skill, you should be working on developing this skill in yourself, right. So your success at workplace, not only that, your success in personal life, in relations also does matter. So problem solving skills are so important. That's why we need to have problem solving skills. And in addition, effective problem solving skill may require certain technical skills also, right. For example, if I am dealing with let's say writing a code, I should be knowing how to write a code. If I am working at identifying the increasing the effectiveness of a code, what does that mean? I need to have the knowledge that how that code has been written, how many lines are there, which software has been used, which language has been used, right? So that is technical skill. So same way, if I am working at a machine, at a plant, as a fabricator, I am running that plant, and there was a problem in that plant, it is shutting down after every 20 minutes on its own. So I need to have the technical skill to know that how does the plant run before I work at solving that problem. So is for the car mechanic, even there also technical skill is required. Let us say the engine chokes are, for a particular car, and the mechanic has to work on it. So mechanic needs to know how does that engine work, the methodology, the mechanic, the process of engine starting, the gaining of the speed and everything, so unless we have those technical skills. So for certain problem we may require technical skills, not everywhere, not for every job. So this is what is this is why the problem solving skills are important. Now I am going to talk about what are the elements of problem solving skills. If you want to develop this problem solving skills in yourself, what are those elements you shall be working at, or you should be conscious about to work about? The first thing is active listening, second is analysis, third is research, fourth is creativity, fifth is communication, sixth is dependability, seventh is decision making, eighth is team building. So we are going to talk about all these elements now in detail. Number one, active listening. So we always say that it's important to have good communication, to express the solution about the problem, to inquire about the problem. But my dear friend, before that, even before you have to express, you have to have the skill to listen to the person who faced the problem, who is expressing problem, who knows something about problem. So active listening and not missing out any aspect of the problem. The person who is explaining the problem may think that this cannot be the cause of problem. So he may not like to emphasize upon that aspect. But you may end up finding that that was the only thing which was actually the real cause of the problem. So unless you were active in listening to the problem, you may miss out that aspect, right? So active listening becomes the first and the foremost element to be developed to develop problem solving skill. So this is the first thing. Second is analysis. So once you have the facts and the figures, you have information you gathered about the problem, right? It's always recommended to note down those problem aspects, those various facts, figures, information which is available, and analyze them, right? So analyze them by connecting dots, analyzing them by connecting to theory, analyzing them by connecting to the concept, analyzing them to the technical specification of the machine or technical specification of any code. So we need to analyze it from various aspects so that we are able to reach to the solution. We are working in the right direction. We may end up providing a solution, but that solution may not be implementable. Reason being, your analysis was wrong, right? So this analysis is as important as listening. So develop the habit of analyzing, and when you are analyzing doesn't mean that you are going to analyze the facts, figures available or theory or the technical aspects. You need to analyze the body expression of the person who is explaining the problem. You need to analyze the very basic aspects which may sound foolish or may sound naive to anybody else, right? The third point was research. Make sure that you research well about the problem, about various aspects of problem, about the pros and the cons of the problem if you implement it, right? and research about what has happened, if similar thing has happened past in somewhere in some organization. If not, it's fine. If has happened, then how was it reality? What was the solution which was implemented? What was the output of that solution or the result of that solution, right? Research about the history of the problem which has been reported. Does it happen frequently? Does it happen very rarely? If it does happen in a particular department, in a particular machine, with a particular person, with a particular team, right? So research is very important. When we research, we also research about the technical aspects, human aspects. We study about or research about the environmental, social aspects of the problem. All kind of aspects of the problems are looked at, and this researching habit is very. So we need to know why, what, where, how. So many W's and H's are answered in research. Then creativity. You need to have out of box thinking to look at the problem, right? So looking at the problem should be in a very creative way. As I said, active listening is the point where we begin in. The other person may ignore, this cannot be, because they have prejudices, they have assumptions. Other person may not be paying attention to the point which you think it is must. So you have to think out of box. Why not to think that this can also be the possibility? I have seen people watching horror movies, horror shows, or such such dramas or soaps, daily soaps, where problems are faced, or where somebody is inquiring about the situation, etc., etc. And you would have noticed there the person who is actually researching or inquiring or searching for something goes with the clue which is the minimal, which referred or talked about, or looked for those things which are really not ignored by others. That's how these problem solving skills are not the cup of everybody, right? People who are good at problem solving, they think very creatively, they think the human aspect, they think all kind of aspects related to the problem. Coming to the fifth point is communication. So you may be thinking that you have a very good problem solving skills, but I will like to remind you that you have to implement that solution, and it's very important to make the implementation effective, that you communicate the problem, you communicate the alternative, you communicate the solution very well during the discussions. So communication is as important, and communication of course does comprise listening as well. So listening, speaking, writing, all the skills are essential to have, to possess, to be known, to be becoming as good problem solving solvers. Dependability is another point. Problem solving skills also require that you are dependable. Somebody gives you to solve the problem within a given time, then you should be honoring that timeline, the deadline, because people may have no value of the solution if it is provided after the deadline, right? So you should be dependable. So you should develop that dependability. You should be available on calls, on mails. You should be able to answer the questions on mails, in person or on phone, etc. So that's how dependability helps in solving the problem, because there could be some additional input coming from the person who has given you to solve the problem. Unless you are responding, unless you are dependable for the communication, for the connection, for honoring the timeline, you may not be valued by the employer in person. Seventh point is decision making. So you need to have good decision making ability to claim yourself as a problem solver. So because finally what is happening, the final result has that is required to suggest a solution, suggest a solution which is workable, which is implementable, and that is requiring to have decision making skill, right. So, decision making element is important part of problem solving skill. So, you need to know how to decide, you need to know this is how should the decision making be carried out. It is also in itself a very good skill in itself. And the last is team building. You may think that you can solve the problem individually, but if the problem is complex, if it has many aspects, you may be good at 1, 2, 3 points or 1, 2, 3 areas, but the problem may have many aspects, may have many more areas than what you know, right. So, team building is essential, and then the ability to identify right team members. You may give somebody to look at environmental factor, another person to look at the regulations. You may like to solve the problem with a particular alternative, but is that acceptable by the law, by the regulatory bodies? Even that needed to be done. So, you may have team or team member or one person in each of those areas to know about the regulations, the application, the implications, everything, financials. So, you may not be good at everything. You may give some solution, but you are not good at calculating the cost. You may need to have somebody who can calculate cost for you, right. So, team building is also an important element to solve the problem. So, these were the 8 elements of problem solving skills. With this, I would like to wind up. I hope you were able to gather good idea about what problems are, what problem solving skills are, and how to have a problem solving skill by working at those 8 elements which are essentials. So, with this, I would like to sign off, friends. Thank you very much.